for me, there's nothing more beautiful than the convergence or the juxtaposition of words and pictures. That's why I love sketchbooks and I love illustrated journals. I love art journaling. Everything where you're combining the words that express more than the picture and the picture that's worth 1,000 words. There's something about the combination of them that says so much more than each does individually. Now, when we're working on the iPad and we are thinking about this juxtaposition, there's a tendency, I think, to, or a temptation at least, to say, you know what, Procreate allows me to add text. All I need to do is find a font that looks kind of like handwriting, and when I put that next to my drawing, it'll be kind of like an illustrated journal page. I don't really think so. I think a lot of fonts that look like handwriting or try to look like handwriting actually look kind of cheesy, kind of tacky. But I understand the temptation, because a lot of times we feel like our handwriting isn't really good enough. It's not neat enough. And when you put it next to a drawing, it kind of looks, well, crummy. Now, I want to show you a way that I have of taking my, albeit not terribly neat handwriting, and making it neater without making it feel mechanical and computer generated and, you know, cold and really not appropriate. We can use the type that we set as a guide and then add our handwriting on top of it. So I'm going to show you sort of a step-by-step how I do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all go over here and I'm going to open up add text, and then I'm going to just put in a quote. I happen to have a quote that I've copied into my cut and paste, and I'm just going to paste it in there. Art is not what you see, but what you make others see. And Degas allegedly said that. So, all right. So now I've taken this thing, and I can pick a font. You know, there's a lot of fonts that are here, but I'm not really concerned about the font, and I'll tell you why in a second. Because really, ultimately, the font is just a guide. But you know, certainly I can do it, and there's, you know, I could even find some kind of, like, let's see if there's a cheesy handwriting font. Jack Armstrong looks like a bad Sunday morning cartoon, or noteworthy. I don't know. There's no reason for any of this, or papyrus. Papyrus is the one that I hate when people use that. God. But we're just going to take good old Helvetica. And what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to take my quote and I want to make it all caps. We'll see whether I end up making this in all caps, but for now, so now I can take my box and I can stretch it a bit, and I can sort of make my line breaks the way I want to. I can also adjust my leading and decide how much space I want to have between my pages, and yeah, that'll do. Maybe I'll make it bold. No, I'm not. I'm just going to leave it regular, because I just want it as a guide for where I'm going to place my own letters. So I look at this, it's a little bit small, so I can just make it bigger, because I really want to make this page about this quote. Do I like these line breaks? Not sure yet. But I can go back in here and I can adjust it, and I can, there, I think that's better, it's more regular. I could decide that I want to make it flush left. Do I like that? I'm not sure yet. Do I like it right? No, I think I like it flush left. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Others see. Now, let's see what we do next. We're going to open another layer. And this is going to be the layer that we write on. And this is going to be our template, and I'm going to dial back the opacity so you can see it here. It's there, but it's not as bold. I might even dial it back a little bit more. So I can certainly see it clearly, but it's not going to interfere, because I'm now going to work on this layer, and I'm just going to start to make some letters. And I'm not, as you can see, I'm not copying the actual letters. I'm simply using their position as a guide. And there's a reason that I made them all caps, and that is because I just like the spacing. I feel like the spacing is more even and less varied upper lower, but I don't know. I'm not a graphic designer. That may not be the case. But you know, I'm just using this as a template. It's pretty handy. I don't need to be overly slavish about it, but I can know that I can just focus on every individual letter. In fact, I can blow it way up, and I can say, okay, I don't have to ever concern myself about whether I'm going to run out of space, or whether the letters are not going to be properly proportioned, or whether some letters are going to be bigger than others, or whether the letters are going to suddenly be all like sloping to the left or to the right. They're all basically reliably positioned, and that is exactly what I want. Also, you notice as I'm zooming in, my lettering looks thicker, but it's not actually. It's all still saying the same. It's just proportionally. When I zoom back out, it all looks the same, you see. All right. Forgot my little quote marks here at the beginning and at the end. Let's put them in. And now, Degas. Give him credit for this insightful statement. Alrighty, so yes, so let's get rid of our background, look at it. I think it looks nice. Or it certainly looks neater than if I had done it unhelped. Alright, now I'm just going to, I don't know, shove a little drawing in there, do a quick drawing to kind of make it feel juxtaposed. Okay, I'm going to quickly do some stuff here. Do this. Hope this has been helpful, and I hope that you will consider combining lettering and drawing together and make things that you could share on Instagram, things that you could turn into pages of a book, maybe a way of keeping an illustrated journal, of recording everything that happens to you each day, but never worrying too much about how messy your lettering is going to be, because you can always put some type in, use it as a guide, and have the best of both worlds. The neatness of typesetting, the expressiveness of calligraphy. Hope it's helpful.